Stick to the end of the video and watch us give out stars to Bring Me the Horizon new track with Masked Wolf, Fallout. Welcome back to the Juice Reviews. Today we are diving into Bring Me the Horizon's new song with Masked Wolf, Fallout.
Yeah, and I'm trying to make him say the wrong name all the time. And I can't, it's annoying.
Yeah, I practiced this one.
Yeah, apparently the guy who's called Masked Wolf, his real name is something with Michael.
I think it was Harry Michael, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's an Australian rapper. It feels like Bring Me the Horizon is actually trying to expand their reach a little bit. Like having them featuring on tracks isn't really something new. Usually, Ollie Sykes, who is the lead singer of Bring Me the Horizon, tend to be featured on other artists' music back in the day. But seeing Ollie Sykes back in the day with other artists like You Made Six, perhaps, like You Made Six?
Oh.
You don't know who you don't know who that is?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyways, watching Ollie Sykes with other artists like You Made Six back in the day is nothing new. But seeing other artists being with Bring Me the Horizon more and more is very, very interesting. They did something with Ed Sheeran not that long ago, and they've done something with Machine Gun Kelly, and now they're doing something with Masked Wolf.
Yeah, well, see, Machine Gun Kelly is also like, he also does that thing, you know, collaborate with a lot of different musicians all the time. So I'm not real surprised about that. I'm a bit surprised to hear that he's been like collaborating with they have been collaborating with Ed Sheeran. Well, basically reversed.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that Ed Sheeran is
collaborate with Bring Me the Horizon, and
yeah,
because like I think Bring Me the Horizon did a show with Ed Sheeran where they played Bad Habits together. That's Ed Sheeran's song, but with Bring Me the Horizon on the track live. That sounded so dope.
They're not like part of the actual recording.
No, they're not.
Right?
No,
that's just Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, that's just Ed Sheeran with Bad Habits, where he's like floating around in some pink suit, being a vampire or some stuff.
Yeah, that's something about. Yeah, it's actually a cool song. I like that one too. You know, and yeah, but Bring Me the Horizon. They also just like, I don't know. They do that thing that pop musicians also kind of need sometimes. Like I think a lot of pop musicians just bring a little bit of rock and roll into it. Because let's be honest, rock and roll just always had that punch and that coolness over it, and I think that's why a lot of pop artists still just the rock and roll lifestyle, it still has like some merit. So people also can we get a little bit of rock and roll in here? Can we get like a rock star in here or something like that? And Bring Me the Horizon is exactly that. They can take pretty much anything. You can take them and put them in basically any pop song and then just make them go haywire.
Yeah.
And it will sound good because they just have that energy, and it's just
they have
easy
this
to put them on.
Very amazing, talented songwriting skill. Like if you're watching some of their behind-the-scenes stuff, where just sitting. I think they wrote one of the biggest tracks in a hotel room on a laptop. While watching that, I was like, I'm never writing songs anymore.
They're cool, but
they're too good, man. They're too good.
Just also recognizable. I know that for a lot of people who don't necessarily like rap or new age metal as it actually is, Did I just say rap? I meant rock.
Well, there's rap on this track, so I understand the confusion.
Many people will say that, they sound like, everything else. But to me, they're actually quite recognizable. When their part of the song starts and they just goes crazy with some cool guitar stuff, it's just so much Bring Me the Horizon. It's just so easy recognizable. For me, at least, when I just hear a track, I don't know who it is, and then the part that they have in the song comes on, and I was just like, yeah, that's Bring Me the Horizon. That's not a bad thing to be recognizable like that in one's style.
And especially their sound.
Being repetitive is bad, but being recognizable is not bad.
And that's one of the things I think that Bring Me the Horizon does very well. They're not being that repetitive. They're always kind of surprising you along the way with their new, especially their new music. Like you think you know what's gonna happen, but then they're just breaking down with some dubstep or something. Yeah, and you're like getting way off track and like, well, I didn't see that one. So actually, what they're doing right now is, I think they're taking a mantle from someone else that we know. I think they're taking the mantle from Linkin Park.
You think?
Yeah, like collaborating with all these different artists. They're like saying, we've done enough albums. Now let's see who we can play with. It feels kind of like that because they've been playing with so many artists right now, like Sheeran, Machine Gun Kelly,
a lot of
Masked Wolf. They've been all over the place. I think they've done something with Billie Eilish as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think, a lot of musicians actually do that these days. I think a lot of like musicians from the double O's, they are doing like. I don't see musicians as much from like the 80s and 90s collaborating in the same way. They're often collaborating with each other, perhaps. You know, Axl Rose has been on tour with AC/DC. Of course, they needed him as a lead singer at some point, but now they're also just, you know, collaborating and having fun sometimes on stage.
Yes.
And so that of course happened. Collaborations have always been a thing, but like a rock star tend to like collaborate with a rock star. But it seems like the O's and this new age metal kind of thing, that's kind of like drifting into the pop.
Yeah,
a lot more at least.
It feels like they're like stepping over that riverside, and bringing people in from the other side, like bringing people in from hip hop and bringing people in from pop and over to the metal side. And see, we shouldn't be that divided. That's pretty much what they're saying. Because see what can happen with collaboration. It can become something very awesome.
But we might also need to remember that this actually makes a lot of sense when we talk about Bring Me the Horizon and new age metal as a whole. Because what is new age metal? Well, it's not something new. It's a mix of a lot of old stuff. It was a mix of rap and rock and scream and metal and a lot of things mashed together. It wasn't like blues. When blues came around, that was pretty, like, it was its own thing. When rock came around, that was, of course, it built on something else, but it was like its own thing. But when new age metal actually came around, that was just like, you know, we have a rapper collaborating with a metal artist and so forth. So it was a mix. So it makes sense that the way to take new age metal is to just keep mixing it.
Yes.
In some way.
But
it doesn't have that sacred, you know, this is
it's not a like a. Oh, now you're the one banging the microphone. See that, guys? I'm not the only one doing this.
I'm sorry. I'll be good to you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that one. Well, let's take this song into account. Fallout. I would first expect that it was a tribute to the game Fallout, but I'm not really that sure. Maybe you guys can tell me down in the comments. I would say that this is a very, very well produced, very structured way of seeing what they can do with a rap artist. And actually, that's why I'm saying maybe they're taking the mantle from Linkin Park.
Yeah, the rap artist.
It really had Linkin Park vibes, in my opinion. And I'm a hardcore Linkin Park fan.
You, of course, super biased right there.
Yes.
But, you know, that's how it is.
Very,
you know,
very
everybody
biased.
has a bias. I kind of agree with that. Like, it's very obvious to hear that they actually took a rap artist.
Yes.
And they didn't actually took like a new age metal
rap
artist. They took a rap artist.
Yeah, they took someone from another genre and put it in there.
He's very talented, and they have it's just a good song.
I think it's a very.
I won't say it's reinventive or groundbreaking in any way, but
it's not something new.
No,
but
it's well done.
But for them, it's a new take on something else we've heard before. They're like taking a deep dish bowl that we've seen before and just painting it prettier.
And also, we can't just, like, that's the thing I feel that I also fall down like a rabbit hole was like, oh, I want it to be this new no. Like, music, it's okay if you just want to make old school rock and roll or pop or whatever you want to like make. We can't keep demanding that all new songs has to be this new reinvented way of looking at art.
That would
sometimes
be insane.
AC/DC is just AC/DC, and AC/DC will AC/DC, and AC/DC should AC/DC, and they should never stop AC/DC.
AC/DC counter.
So like sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what, it doesn't have to be new, it doesn't have to be special or reinvented, you know. Sometimes it's just freaking
awesome,
good, awesome music.
Yes,
that has existed for like.
But I really love the chorus in this track. It was kind of like saying that the verses were a little more upbeat and the chorus was dragged down a bit. But I really love the poetry of this chorus, because I felt that the lyrics was so. Oh my God, Arthur Sykes! I don't know if you're the one who's writing this stuff, but you're so good at writing lyrics, my man. Oh my God, bro, love.
Yeah, I also feel like a lot of songs where we have rap artists on, they kind of need that more melodic chorus in some way. That's kind of like, it's not that it's necessarily always needed, but often I feel that's kind of like a thing. I think when we look at like, I don't know, artists like Eminem and stuff like that, they don't always have it, and it has worked for them. But like even when we look at like a song like the collaboration with Eminem and Rihanna with the Monster singing,
was it called Monster?
Yeah, I think it was called Monster. And I think a lot of rap just kind of still need that chorus to bring it back to being melodic and catchy, because it is, you know, rap. It's quick, it's fast. We can't like.
But then again, like we've heard speed rappers before, and I wouldn't say that Mass Wolf is a speed rapper on this track, because it's a rap that I could follow along to, and you kind of, if you pay attention, of course, that's the part of the rap star. That's just a culture in itself. If you pay attention, you can actually hear the lyrics very well, and you can dive into them. It's kind of like you're supposed to put on your headphones and you have to like float away into the lyrics somehow. That's my take on hip hop, and I love that take on hip hop.
Well, shouldn't we just like round it off with your take on hip hop while you're threatening the audience, and go over to star giving? You know,
let's move to the stars. We're of course like defining this track with on structure, lyrics, and sexiness. Yes. So which one do you want to start off with?
Lyrics. I think you should start with the lyrics. Yeah,
with the lyrics. I enjoyed the lyrics on this one because I felt it was very, very poetic. I've heard Bring Me the Horizon before. I've heard all their older stuff when I was a kid. I gotta admit, as I grow older, they kind of grow older as well, and I love their new stuff even more. Yeah. Especially lyric-wise as well. So it's just we all remember Sandpit Turtle.
Yeah. I love that. And isn't that song called something with Moses?
Like, I don't know, but it's definitely not what he's saying. No, but everyone like thought it was Sandpit Turtle, and of course they had to bring on that meme. That's what they're doing so well. Is they're communicating with the audience that well, and saying like, okay, everyone thinks it's Sandpit Turtle. Let's call the next album Sandpit Turtle.
We can sing that. We can sing Sandpit Turtle. It's not the real lyrics, so it wouldn't be copyright strike, right? So if I just like, this is Sandpit Turtle. Yeah, we can do that. It's not going to be a problem.
Felt like an old man who's trying to die here. Anyways, but on the lyrics side, especially on this track, they're like, if there are two songwriters, like lyrics writers on this track, I think they're collaborating very, very well. But I would say with Ollie Sykes being that chorus alone, especially I can't even repeat the words for you because that would be enough for you to say smush on me. On that note, I would give it 5 stars on the lyrics, man.
I mean, it doesn't have Sandpit Turtles, but still it's a 5.
It's a clear 5 on those lyrics.
Yes.
Star Girl, 5 stars on their lyrics, man.
She's so pretty.
Thank you. I'm dating that.
Yeah, of course you are. Oh, imagining every morning waking up, looking in the mirror and seeing that.
Yeah. And be like, oh my God, she's so pretty. Anyways, should we move on to... Let's move on to the structure while I'm breaking my hand here.
Structure-wise, you know, it's a little bit difficult because...
Of course, there's a structure to the track, but what I'm feeling that Bring Me the Horizon is doing so well lately is not having any structure, like saying a particular formula. They're like spinning, like it feels like they have this disc and they're spinning their arrow on that disc and it lands on some type of color, and they're like, yeah, it's supposed to be a chorus again, I guess, or another verse. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they do follow like the standard way of writing music, you know, verse and all that kind of stuff that we're so used to. And that's fine, but I will say, in regards to the way they build up their guitar, their tracks, their lyrics, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just catchy and it's cool and it's nice and it's a very, very nice sound on the guitar.
What I feel that they're doing is they're communicating very well what they're trying to do with the track. Watching the music video, I was kind of confused about it, to be honest. That's not luckily what we're reviewing here today, but we'll show as much of it as possible. Yeah. Taking structure as a whole for this song in particular, without seeing the like from the outside in and seeing the whole package that is delivered in, like music videos, performance, and so on, I would say a good 4 stars in the structure.
Yeah, me too. I like. There's not a lot of things to say about the structure in this. It's a good song. It's a catchy chorus. It's like an amazing rap on the verses. It's just good. It's just good.
What I really loved about that is you have the rap artist that they actually chose to collaborate with this track. That's something I would have foreseen in the first place. So they're already surprising me there. And then they're setting up this verse energy wise, and they're coming to the chorus, and you're imagining Bring Me the Horizon chorus. This is gonna be brutal. But no, it turned into being this soft chorus in a way. And
I mean, it was still brutal, but again, that's when you're like that's what are your preferences?
Like brutal music, but a very calm, all these psychs in a way. Like
but like I would also say it's pretty melodic and very beautiful and a nice chorus. If you are someone who listens to metal once in a while, if your latest song and you think that hardcore music is Barbie Girl, you might get your ears bleeding very quick. Or if you think Billie Eilish is pretty hardcore, well, you might not think that this is like soft in any way. But that's, it's where your base reference is. I will agree with you. It's very melodic, and the only thing that is actually like rough and hardcore is more the sound and the guitar.
Yeah.
The shredding of hardcore
distortion. They're staying true to who they are as musicians,
but they have a lot of sustain on it.
They're experimenting here. They're experimenting a lot.
I like it.
Yeah. 4 stars on the structure.
Yeah.
There we go. Moving on to the sexiness. If I should be totally honest, I think it's very sexy when you bring another artist in to collaborate with you and you get off the screen. I think that's actually very sexy.
Yeah.
Like saying, hey, would you collaborate with us? We'll move away from the camera. You can take our entire platform and use our track and everything, but you're going to be front and center of the whole track.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah, and at least for us as musicians and in general people who loves art and that kind of stuff, like collaborating and being together about music and enjoying the differences in art style and art form. That's pretty much what music is about for a lot of us.
Yeah,
that whole jamming around the campfire and that whole thing. So yeah, of course this is on a bigger scale, but I'm always a fan of that. And and I kind of like what you're saying. Sometimes I'm missing a cool chorus. Can you call Bring Me the Horizon and ask them to come? No, I'm not gonna be there. Cool. See you Monday.
Yeah, they're like if you're
just gonna do that thing.
If you're taking the music video into account here, they're doing the same thing. They're like inviting Mass Wolf into to do the rap stuff, and they're making him the protagonist of the entire music video. Like all his sides is on all the screens and stuff, but he's not the main character. He's putting himself in the background somehow.
Yeah,
which is for me very sexy to see.
Yeah.
It's very including. It's very including.
5? Just straight up a 5?
Just throw 5 stars on the board. Yeah, throw 5 stars on that board. Like smack it on that board. Anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Juice Reviews, and remember to hit that like button and press that subscribe button. I'm Kenio, this is Sandy.
See you later, guys.
See you later. Bye.